Well, good morning, everyone. As Father Ray mentioned, today we celebrate the memorial of St. Francis of Assisi, or as he was known back in the day, Deacon Frank. He's perhaps the most famous deacon in the history of the church, but most people have no idea that he was a deacon. We assume he was a priest. But I've always felt a great connection to Francis. I was born in San Francisco. I went to St. Francis High School. And as I was preparing to become a deacon, I was delighted to learn that St. Francis was a deacon also. And as I was kind of reflecting on this connection that I feel to Francis this morning, I realized that it's a connection that is based entirely on coincidence. Right? I mean, it's a coincidence I was born in a city that was named for him, a coincidence that my high school happened to be named for him, a coincidence that he was a deacon and I am a deacon. I mean, I love St. Francis, but if I am honest with myself, I really haven't lived my life in the model of St. Francis. I haven't lived a Franciscan life. I don't know that that's neither necessarily bad nor good. It's just a fact. But I'm not a very spontaneous person. Right? I like to have structure and order. I kind of live according to a schedule. Right? And in this gospel passage this morning, I think that St. Francis, I think we would all agree, if St. Francis was one of these three, he's the Samaritan who sees this man in trouble and stops what he's doing and helps the man. That's what he did in his life. He was kind of on the trajectory to be a military, he was going to have a military career. And he's praying in the church one day and hears the voice of Jesus. Rebuild my church. He changes his entire life, gives up all of his possessions, renounces his family wealth, and dedicates himself to the service of the Lord, to the service of those in need. If I'm one of these three guys, if I'm honest with myself, I'm probably more like the priest or the Levite. Because I imagine they had a schedule that they were keeping. They're going down to Jericho. They're not just on a stroll. Maybe there's somebody in Jericho who needs their services. Maybe there's a sick or a dying person whom they are going to minister to. And as they're walking along and they see this man and they say, he looks pretty bad off, but I've got a schedule to keep. Maybe I'll pray for this man and hope that somebody else will come along. I try to do good things in my life, but I do it kind of according to a schedule. Right? And so I think we can learn this from Francis, is that maybe sometimes the schedule is maybe not as important as I tend to make it for myself. Because I probably wouldn't be the one who stops and helps the man if I've got someplace to go, if I've got somebody expecting me. But it's time sometimes to step back and wonder, really, maybe I need to be more like the Samaritan. Maybe I need to be more like Francis and respond to the need in front of me as it happens, rather than schedule my response to a need. And so this morning, as we prepare to share this most sacred meal, let's pray that the Lord will, for those of us who are like me and commit most to the schedule, let's pray that the Lord will help us to relieve ourselves a little bit of that burden, that commitment to the schedule, and be more responsive to the needs of those whom we encounter today.
Please stand.